Hi there, this is Kathy Crow. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Crow Cottage. It is beautiful weather today. Thankfully that heat is gone. We have our nice weather back and oh man, it is so nice. It was nice to be able to sit out on our porch, my husband and I, having coffee this morning. We haven't been able to do that for about 2 weeks. Anyway, partly because he's back actually at school. He's a substitute teacher. He's a retired teacher, and so he substitute teaches here in Springfield, Missouri and around. Not a lot in actual Springfield. We have a lot of really cool towns all around us. So he tends to do more of those. But anyhow, it is, oh, hi, Michelle. It's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. It is nice to see you. Hopefully you guys have gotten cleared smoke, because I know you guys were having issues with smoke, and that's always miserable. So hopefully that's better. Hopefully your weather is pretty good. I think actually it was not bad. I think when we were having our heat wave, you'd already kind of finished yours. I'm not sure. I don't keep track of it like I used to. We kind of keep track of property values, what our old house sold for, and what it could sell for now. Other than that, I don't keep a lot of track of the weather. I used to keep track of the weather there a lot just because I was curious, but anyhow, today I'm going to do all of the paper. I'm actually, the stamp set I'm using is a new one from our new catalog that's coming out September 6th. This is Autumn Leaves. Oh, it's beautiful. You're going to love this one. But I am going to use that stamp set some, but mostly I'm going to come back to that one because that one's too beautiful to just throw in here. I'm kind of throwing something in at the last minute just to try to get me to the next week, where next week you will be able to actually order from this new catalog. If you are not a demonstrator, you aren't able to order from it yet. So it's another reason why you want to be a demonstrator, right? But I'm actually using the paper. So I have it in my plastic container because I've used a ton of it. And I ordered more of it because I knew I was going to be, as soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to be ordering tons of it. Oh, good, your smoke is cleared out. Actually, that is fabulous news. And winds actually, it might not be great in the Tri-Cities because it's sometimes hot winds at this time, but maybe not, maybe not. It might feel really nice. And it's nice to say that you miss me. Thank you so much. I miss all of you guys too because I don't have a stamping community so much here. Haven't been able to snag people to come in and do a lot of crafting with me here. We're doing it online, but we're not doing it actually at the Crow Cottage too much. I guess I'm real intimidating or something. I don't know. Now today I want to do a whole bunch of fun folds. We'll see how many I can get through. I've kind of started some already just so that we can get through a bunch. And because I'm not going to be doing a lot of stamping and cutting out, I've kind of got some of that already done. I'm hoping we can get through 3 fun folds today. They aren't going to be new ones. You will have seen them already, I'm sure. Let me peek over here a second at my internet connection and make sure everything's working good. And I'm actually trying to get me on my computer today instead of on my phone because I can see comments a lot better on my computer. And it isn't really working out on my phone. I can see them like on the bottom when I can see me, but when I have it down on my other phone, I can't see those comments. And for some reason, you know, and they're still doing it. I don't know. I guess Facebook isn't all that friendly to comments anymore. Because right now, it's going to take me a minute there. I can't even find me. I might have to still go grab my phone and pull it over and shut my computer off. Isn't that nuts? Okay, so I am going to put the camera down so we can get started, and hopefully we can, I've tried to reconfigure this so that it's actually going to be a smoother transition than it sometimes is. And voila, it actually did work much better today, so fabulous. I just need to be able to see what you see, because until I can see what you see, it's really not doing me any good to have it down here. Now, you can see here on, this is my website. I try to keep this website up to date. That is a challenge for me because that's not my Stampin' Up website, and I still have things going on with my Stampin' Up website too. So because of all of that, it is difficult for me to always keep this website updated. And partly that's because this is not my, oh, I found me. Fabulous. Let me get my voice off so I don't have to hear me. Hey, I can actually see, oh good, thank you Michelle that I'm not intimidating. I can actually see a comment. Ooh, I'm excited about that. I haven't been able to do that. All right, let me pull this up a little bit. I think if I just adjust things a tiny bit, I will be able to see what you guys see pretty well. Let me put my lights down a little bit better, and hopefully it won't be quite so dark. That's the goal anyway, without a lot of glare, because I tend to get a lot of glare. So I'm gonna put my stamp things over my big white space here, and then hopefully that will clear things up a bit. I'm trying to see how far up do I need to be. Actually, you guys are seeing a lot of my desk. I'm gonna move some of my things off. I've got my stamp and seal and all of that. Oh, my sticky note. That sticky note is there to remind me that there's a hurricane warning coming to Florida, and I know people there, so I'm just wanting to make sure that I tell you we are praying for your Florida experience so that it is good and everything stays safe and secure there, because that's always very scary. All right, so my computer is freezing up, and hopefully that doesn't mean yours is too. My internet connection isn't great, so I suspect that it's just me. And so I'm gonna not worry too much about it. Okay, it's a little crooked, a little wonky still, but I think you can see everything pretty well now, and we can start. Oh, I've got my tea on this side. Let me get rid of my tea, because I'll actually knock into it if I don't move it. Better just put it right on the floor, or I'm gonna have trouble. All right, I do. I have a new pack. So let me show you my new pack of paper. Oh man, is it ever fabulous. This is called All About Autumn. Right now, my special for this whole month is actually something super special for me, because it's a new catalog. For every $100 or more order, if you order that much from me as your demonstrator, and if you use this host code, it will go to me and I will know you've ordered that much. I'm going to send you a $10 rebate, and that is just good for 1 month. I'm going to change it up next month. But look at this paper. We're going to use this sheet today. Now, the back sides are just as fabulous. Just as fabulous. Can you see that sparkling? Oh, man. This paper is, I mean, I always like autumn stuff, but this year they just, I don't know, they just outdid themselves. Look at that. Now we have forests that actually look kind of like this in the fall here. And when I was a kid, we used to live in Indiana when I was young, so I had seen them, but I was really young. We moved from there when I was just finishing kindergarten. And so I had a memory of running around in beautiful forests, but boy, I missed that. And our forests in the Pacific Northwest are beautiful too, but they're evergreen forests. And so they look good all year long. It's true. They are beautiful. But I got tired of not seeing all of the color. It's nice to see the color. So anyhow, that's something that I really enjoy. Jeff and I take drives and just look at the beautiful countryside here. It's fabulous. And this pack of paper is very reasonably priced. You're gonna love it, and I would buy a lot of it, like I just did. All right, those books, I love that. And that leather chair, did you notice that? Oh my goodness. Okay, so today what we're gonna start with, first one we're gonna do is a very simple one. This card is like one of the simplest fancy folds you can do. It has just this little thing on the side. There's not a ton of room to write on the inside, but look at that paper. Isn't it fabulous? So we're going to do this one first. I forgot to cut this ribbon for me. I'm going to have to slip over and grab that when it's time. And I'm actually, I don't know, maybe I'll want to use a different ribbon. This one is easy to tie, but some of the other ones are easier. This one's pretty skinny and it gets difficult for me, all right? I'll just say that. All right, so this color that I'm starting with is Rich Razzleberry. Oh boy, Rich Razzleberry, you are nice. And I was actually gonna do Moody Mauve because Moody Mauve is the kind of a match to our Rich Razzleberry. So here's Rich Razzleberry. I'm gonna grab out just one sheet of that. And this is one of our new colors, Moody Mauve. Doesn't that go together really nice? Anyway, that's what this paper, this DSP color is Moody Mauve. So we'll just go with it is gorgeous. Do you have it, Michelle? It is really pretty. I'm really liking it. Now, I've got my template here. So what we're gonna do is cut this sheet 10 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm gonna score it at 1 1/2 inch increments. So we'll score it 1 1/2, 3 inches, 4 1/2 inches, and the 6 inch. And that's gonna give us a 4 1/4 side. This card actually is 4 inches across. Instead of it being 10 1/4, I just did 10 inches because that was the pattern I was following. But I really think I'm going to want that extra 1/4 of an inch because my leaves I had a hard time squeezing all of those in. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way, and this is more likely the way that I would normally do it. So anyway, it should work out good. I'm going to scoot this a tiny bit more this way. Hopefully that's working. So 10 1/4. Okay, let me move my light a bit so my board can fit here better. All right, so we want 10 1/4. Of course, this is an 11-inch piece, so we don't have a lot to be cutting off. But 10 1/4. And then 5 1/2. That's your standard card's width or height, depending on which way you're doing it. So that's 5 1/2. Now I'm turning it again to the 10 1/4 side, and then we're going to start here. Let me fold this down because I don't really need that now. And we're going to start at 1 1/2. So we'll score 1 1/2. Oops, let me get my cutting blade out of the way. 1 1/2. 3 inch. Last week I actually cut instead of scored because I didn't do that. This is my new scoring tool. I still have not found my old one that fell off and rolled onto the floor. So I'm so glad I had the extra ones. So we have scoring tools available. I think there's 4 in a pack, right? Anyhow, oh, you don't have it yet, Michelle? Oh, you got to get this paper. It's beautiful. Okay, and then, so that was 3 inches. Now we're going to 4 1/2 inches. Again, these are just 1 1/2 inch increments all along, and then finally to 6 inches. And then what you're going to do is just fold all of those. So let me put this to aside for a minute and grab my bone folder. That's just me grabbing my... Where is my bone? Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it there for a minute. All right, so you want to burnish these all down really good. All right, and there we go. Okay, so see, you can tell that's just a little wider. Not much, but that's gonna give me the edge that I want. All right, now I don't have my dimensions down for my DSP, but I can kind of figure what they're going to be since I know what the dimensions of this outside piece are, and I want that paper that's the top-down view of the forest. That's what I want for this. Although the color that I'm using isn't actually, I'm going to use this one too, okay? So we're getting out this Moody Mauve one, and where are you? I've used so much of it that I might have a hard time finding the one I want. Let me pull this whole pack out There's some of it. That's not enough. I need a whole sheet. I know I have it in here. I haven't used that much of it up yet. There we go. I'm going to actually grab 2. I think I might need 2 of those. And if I have to grab it out of my new pack, I can, because I might have even used it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've gotten it so out of order because I've just been like a kid in a candy shop with this paper. Okay, and I'm saving every tiny scrap. I don't do that with very many papers, but this one, I'm saving every tiny scrap. All right, so let's do these little side panels. Since these are 1.5 by 5.5, what we want them to end up being is 1.25 by 5.25, and that's going to give you a nice border. I toyed with them being 1 3/8, but that just was a little bit too snug. And you'll notice with this paper, since there's not really any Moody Mauve or Rich Razzleberry in there, you would think that's not going to work. But it's these little gray trees that are actually helping to combine these join these colors to this. Those little gray trees look purpley in the home mix. You might not be able to see that on this, on your camera, but they do. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of turning my paper to get the most with these trees, and that's another reason why I'm going to use 2. I want less of this section and more of these other sections. So we're going to cut this one 1 1/4. Okay, 1 1/4. Let me just look at it and make sure it's as wide as I want it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I could make it just a tiny bit wider, and I think I will. So instead of 1 1/4, I'm actually going to go up to that next 16th edge, and we're going to try that one and see how that one looks. Yeah, I like that a little better. Just that 16th, size, it helps. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So 1, 2. Now these are going to be more on the interior. They're not going to show as much, so I don't care if this doesn't show quite as much. So we need 2 more. So 1 1/4, and then I'm going up to that 16th edge. And 1 more, 1 1/4, and then the next 16th. I'd have to get out my special ruler that shows me the special dimensions to see what that number actually is, because I don't know right off the top of my head. I'd have to count it up. It is actually 5/16 if you want to know what I'm cutting. It's 1 5/16. All right, now each one of these needs to be, we're going to go 5 1/4, and we're going to go up that 16th inch also. And I want to make sure I'm cutting off the dark side, not the lighter side. Okay, we want that dark side up and cut off. That's the cut side I want to have cut off. Okay, 5 1/4, and that's next 16th. You could cut all of these in one go, but I wouldn't do it. Anytime I ever do that, I'm always sorry I did. It never looks as good. I should have known better when I did it too. I've been a paraeducator long enough to have cut enough projects to know that when you're rushing things and thinking you're saving time and you're cutting corners, it's not going to save you time. You're going to end up having to recut it, in fact. So I should have known better when I did that. But I did it anyway and found out the hard way not to do that. So let's, I could just tape these on because that would probably be quicker. But I don't know. My taping ability is lacking. Let's find the one that's the skinnier one. Is that the skinnier one? Yeah, it is. And I'm going to put that one here where it's going to show the least. Okay, there's that one. And then all the other ones were just that 16th inch fatter. And I'm going to like that just a bit better. That one doesn't have a ton of those dead branches in the forest. So I'm going to put that one there where it's not going to show so much. Oh man, we have moving happening on the other side of our street. And I asked my husband, do you know what's going on over there? Are they getting ready to sell their house? Because it looked like a lot of stuff was getting moved out. But on the other hand, the people I know who are the main ones living there did not look like them moving. So they might be helping a kid move out. This is fall after all, and I think they have a son there that's probably college age. He's probably going to college. That's always exciting. Oh man, is it ever, and expensive. So no wonder she's not doing Stampin' Up with me. If she's got a kid in college, wow. I know what that's like. It's like, oh man, what doesn't cost a fortune these days? But I can't even imagine what it would be if you were in college. Okay, now the other thing that you need for this card that's very important is you need a 3x3 square. And you need this piece that I actually forgot to even include in my instructions to myself. You need this little piece that's going to be your bridge. And so that is obviously 3 inches. I think it's 6. I think it's 3x6. I don't think I wrote it in. So let me measure here. We are going, that's 3 3/4. It doesn't have to be quite 3. Yeah, I think it's 6. We're going to go a bit bigger than that just to make sure it's as long as I need it. So this is the score. This is the bit. These are the 2 pieces of paper that I was left with after I cut this out. And this is all you need. It's just this one piece. So take that that scrap back out. And it should be close to 3 inches. It is. Sweet. We're going to trim off that tiny, tiny bit of extra that I don't even see. But I could see that it was over just a little bit. I must not have cut it perfectly straight or something. Okay, so you have a 3 inch by 10 1/4 inch piece here. So we're going to take this 3 inch piece. Let me put my glue bottle back together again. And we're going to cut this. Well, first of all, let me cut. No, I don't need to do that because I'm going to use a die on that other one. I have a 3 inch square die and I don't want to make it too short. So let's see, 6. Let's go 6 and I don't think it's 7. I'm going to go 6 3/4. I think that's going to give me plenty. And then we're going to want to fold this in half. And I'm going to burnish that. And that is the piece that's going to be our little bridge. And you know what I did? I forgot. I need this off. Oh, I'm going to just cut another piece for that because I actually needed to put this under that. No, I didn't. So we want this to be like this. And then normally I would want my DSP to be right on top, but I've kind of got it glued down there good. So I'm just going to end up having to cut my paper up some more and put it right on top of that. Foolish me. So what you want to do is put your glue on. Put this on here first to see how far you want it to stick out. Okay, you could have it as far out as you want. It doesn't really matter. But you just want to see so that you can see how much glue you're going to put here. Make sure you don't put more glue than you need. You're just going to need enough to adhere that really well. You'll probably want some clips close by so you can clip it. Go grab my clips. And then you're going to just glue this on here. So position it on your card where you want it. You want it in the middle. I mean, you can put it anywhere. You can put it more to the top or in the middle, but I'm going to put it in the middle. I'm going to move it over to the side a bit, like that. I want to be able to see the card, you know, on this edge. I want to see a little more of that edge than I did on my original one that I did that was just 4 inches across. That just wasn't quite enough. Okay, now once you've done that, you're going to want to clip this so that it dries really well before you start messing around with it. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to cut out the square piece from this. So with stylish shapes, you have some nice squares that you can use. If I can find my stylish shapes, where are you? Oh, I bet I put you out somewhere. I bet you I grabbed them out. Yep, I did. So this largest one is a 3-inch square. So we're going to cut our 3-inch square from this. I'm going to move this so that I can move this better. There we go. And there we go. So there's that. And then the other piece I want is actually from Moody Mauve. So let me grab out, I want this, the circle on the other side here is the circles. Let me put this back in here, badly. And then the circle that I want, I believe, is okay, I believe it's not this one, it's the second one down. That's the circle that we want. I was trying to avoid that. This is what happens when you put things in poorly. Remember me talking about trying to save time and cut corners and all? That was what I was just doing, and it doesn't result in great things. So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of, this is our Moody Mauve. Oh, there's a piece of rectangle die, stray. I just need a little scrap of this. And then we're going to cut out our circle die from that. At our exercise place, I haven't done it now for more than a week, I don't think. But I was doing the rowing machine, and just for some upper body effort, you know, because I'm such a weak wimp. And I need muscle tone. Like, I have no metabolism anyway. Maybe a little muscle tone would help that. And it hasn't, I don't think, but at least it made me feel good to be doing something. Anyway, I haven't done it for a while. I'm not sure if it's going to matter anyway. It actually did kind of help me with my shoulder pain. I have a lot of pain sometimes with my shoulder. So now, do you remember this little piece that we cut out our square from? We actually want to make this into a little frame. So before I throw it away and forget that I actually wanted to do that, let's take it out and we're going to make it into a little tiny frame. So let's just take our piece and put it in here like this. Hold that down nice and tight, and then you're gonna, ideally it would have the same width of all the sides, but
I would have had to have cut it ahead of time to get that, and I kind of forgot. So we're doing it this way and getting about the same width. It's a little fatter on that end, but this is so flimsy, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to live with it that width. If I try to fix it, it'll probably just bend the piece around. Now with that little frame, I could have found probably a bigger die or punch, and it would have worked, but oh well. Because what I want to do is we're going to take this little frame and stick this. Oh, I forgot my piece is actually, oh, it'll be fine because I'm going to cover this with DSP. This becomes my little frame with my leaves under it. Looks pretty cool. See? I like that. It just is finishing it off a bit. Now, what I need to do is cover this and this with the DSP. And if I had not put the DSP on first, I wouldn't have to be taking more of my paper to do this step, but I didn't. So we want 1 1/4. Let's turn it over. It's upside down. There we go. This is the paper I want. That's the side. Oops. 1 1/4, and then that's 1/16 inch over. And another one of those. 1 1/4 and the 1/16 inch. All right, and then 5 1/4 and the 1/16 inch. And 5 1/4 and the 1/16 inch. All right, and now I can glue these where I should have paused and got them glued on before, but didn't. So we're just kind of covering up my mistake, my big mistake. Have you ever read any of Henry Quackenbush's books? They're little children's books. Henry Quackenbush. What a great name for a children's author. Isn't that perfect? He's got several characters that he does, but one of them is Henry the Duck. And I hope that that was his first book and character, because it fits his name so well, Henry Quackenbush. My daughter, particularly, one of her favorite books. It's always been one of my favorites. It's very, very funny. Henry's Awful Mistake. If you have grandkids and you like to read to them, or if they are beginning readers, then get these books for them. He has a bunch of really fun characters, so they're not all just Henry the Duck. I forget what the other ones are. I think I bought all of them for our son, because those grandkids are the perfect age for these stories. And Henry's Awful Mistake is that he keeps seeing an ant and trying to fix it and makes things worse. And I think about it almost every time I make cards, because every time I'm trying to make something and I think I'm making it better, a lot of the time I'm making it worse. All right, now your frame is going to fit on here really nicely, because you want some of this paper peeking through it. This is going to go here, and we're going to put beautiful leaves. I'm not stamping the leaves because I think I have the leaves that I want. Now, if I don't, I am going to have to stamp it, because I didn't do that many with this color. So this is Rich Razzleberry, just stamped off quite a lot. And you can cut out these little gold veins, and it looks fabulous. I am thinking I'm going to have to stamp. Oh, I didn't want to have to take that step. Thought I had all the leaves I need. Okay, while I'm here sorting through them, though, the same set cuts out all these little tiny ones too, and oh, they are so cute. This is pumpkin pie, and we'll take pumpkin pie and maybe some mango melody. That's an old color, but it's a goodie. We'll take that and that. so that I have enough of these. And then this is a, I think this is pumpkin pie. And then there are veins for that one too. So we'll take those, gonna use those. I am gonna have to stamp a rich razzleberry, it looks like. And since I'm going to stamp a rich razzleberry, I will be stamping a few because the design of these leaves is such that once you've stamped one color, you're going to want to just keep going to see what the next color is in the stamped off version, because that's what these all are. This is Pretty Peacock, and this is also Pretty Peacock. It's just the stamped off version. This is, you know, pumpkin or pecan pie, but so is this one. It's just the stamped off version. So let's save out one of these gold things because I don't need to have to cut more of that. And we are going to see all these out again. I'm going to get to more than one card today. I hope. My intention was to do 3. We'll see how many I get to, actually. I always think it's going to be quicker than it is. And partly that's because I don't do a lot of stuff ahead of time. But I don't do that so that you can see the whole schmo and see how it does and doesn't always work well. I'm going to take a little scrap here. I think this scrap will be big enough. And then we'll stamp our autumn leaf on there. So pretty. In rich razzleberry. Now my rich razzleberry has got weird bumps on it, and this is a brand new one. I had that issue happening before too, and that's why I have a brand new pad. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and just stamp it on full strength, but I am going to put this little foam piece under it because I'm not really sure the quality of that. So let's see how that looks. Perfect. Could be a little better. Let's try it again. I think I'm going to do it without the foam. Let's see how that looks. That's better. So you never know. Sometimes those photopolymers need some foam and sometimes they don't. Now let's do another one while I've got it right here because I think if I'm going to cut out one, I might as well cut out 2, and then I'll have the color that I really want. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp more while I'm right here so you can see all of these beautiful colors. Oops, I missed a corner there. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. You just can't stop. It's like, what's it does go one color lighter, but it gets super light at that point. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. Now my stamp, yeah, it is colored, but it's not. I just wiped it off. It'll be fine. I might try to clean it more later. Michelle, do you actually get out your stamp, your what is it called? Stamp and Mist or something, and clean your stamps? I never do. I do clean them with water, and sometimes I get soap on them, but usually I just don't bother. As long as they're not transferring ink, I'm good. Oh, my dies. Where are they? Here they are. Okay, so there we go. So you've got, these are the veins. You've got all these little tiny leaves. You even have 2 maple leaves, little tiny ones, 2 oak ones, 2 whatever, birch, or I don't even know what they are. I should know more about trees. And since we've lived here in Missouri, I'm thinking I know a little about birds. I've learned a lot more since we've lived here because they just have so many more variety of birds that I can identify. I don't know that they have more birds at all, but some, you know, like a cardinal's super easy to identify. I may have to cut that. My magnet's just not cooperating. Okay, we're gonna cut, I'll cut those out later on my phone so you're not having to be tortured watching me do this. Go on. There we go. There's one. Now this is taking time that I didn't expect. Sorry. Oh well, it happens. My goodness, my husband, my poor husband, who always likes to be early to everything, has really had to adapt to my time schedule. We've been married about 40 years, and he's just in the last couple of years finally learned to be patient and not have a heart attack waiting for me to be ready, because I never am ready when he wants me to be. I try. I do. I really do. And I've gotten tremendously better, but I'm still woefully bad. He just hasn't learned more than anything else to... He's very specific when he wants to leave at a certain time. And then he knows there's a better chance of it happening. All right, so we've got our leaves done. Let's get the veins on them because I need to make sure those have dried a bit before we start messing with them. Now you could take, when you cut these out of your gold foil, you could put an clear adhesive sheet behind it and then cut it out. I say this every week. I know it gets old, but I never remember to. Now your stems, actually, I shouldn't have even put glue on it because that part is not on my actual leaf. It's going to be on my card. And until my circle is on there, I don't think I can put one on. Maybe I can. Maybe I can put one on here and put my circle right there. And then I can get my, yeah, that will work. Because I'm going to put that like right there. I want the frame to have leaves sticking out all around. It must be, it is 1:45 already. Wow. Okay, now I know there's some glue there, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and stick some glue here and put my stem right back again where that glue is, because I want my leaf to be right. Oops. There. Now I can feel sticky because it kind of oozed out a bit. I'm going to take a piece of wet paper here and just dab it. Not a lot. It's going to mess up my ink a tiny bit, but not much. Okay, so, and that's going to be covered. And that way I can get all the glue off of my hands and off of that foil, because I don't really want that on there. All right, now before I do anything more with those leaves, this leaf, actually, I don't need a vein on. I shouldn't have even gotten that out for that one. I do want a vein, though, for this one. This one's going to be on the top. So let's do that one. This time I'm going to just make sure I get the veining, the glue on just the veining part and not on the stem, because I don't want to glue that one on. It needs to go on top of that circle. Whoop. There we go. You don't have to be perfect because it's beautiful. It's the don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Well, yeah, you are beautiful. We won't hate you. All right, now this, the sentiment I'm thankful, that's what we're going to put right on that circle in Rich Razzleberry. That one says, with a grateful heart. That's not it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's the one that I've colored somewhat. get it as close to the top as we can. Sweet. All right, I am going to have to get I've got some jokes on the side to keep myself entertained. I wonder if you are missing those. Freddie, how are you? Oh, good. Freddie, I am glad you were I knew you would be. I told Jeff when he mentioned the hurricane and wondered, he had to look to see exactly where you lived. So I showed him, and we're hoping you're not going to get right in the middle of that thing. And let's put that ribbon on under this circle. You're going to want a ribbon on this card, so let's just get it. And I'm not going to grab out that same ribbon. I'm going to get out an odd, this is a more of a pecan pie-ish, but it's a organza. It's going to be easier for me to layer on here and tie. So I got plenty of it, didn't I? Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to stick let's put just a tiny bit of tape on there so that I don't have to hang on to it. Where is my tape? I thought I had it out. Oh, there it is. So Freddie, I told him you would be getting ready. Told him all day today you'd be definitely getting ready. So our prayers are with you and your Floridian friends. All of our Floridian friends, we need you. Okay. Now I want this part, because this is the part of the frame that I made that's the fattest, doesn't match the sides as well. We're going to put that one on the bottom of this little spot, because then it'll be mostly hidden by the circle. And remember, this is the piece that I cut out from the square we're going to use, and it's still going to use that stitched square, and that's going on the inside. And then this was my little remaining piece from cutting out that square. And we're just making a cute little frame to go right on this spot. Right there, right over the ribbon. You have a nice little frame with like a pressed leaf under there. It's very pretty. And then we're going to put our circle right here. And I'm going to just glue it on because we're going to be putting leaves on there. And it gets a bit bulky. Put it right about there. Now, I don't think I got glue. There's a little bit. I did put it a little lower than I should have. I don't want glue there. Okay, perfect. It's going to go on the back, tie on the side. Now we can layer our little leaves here. So we're going to stick one there. Let's make sure I'm getting enough glue, but not so much that I'm making a big mess. And it's nice to be able to get the leaf not poking out the sides. So I'm going to move it a bit, but it's kind of going to be poking out a little bit. I mean, that's just the life we live here. It's going to stick out from the card a bit. Okay, and then the next leaf we want, I'm going to put a little pumpkin pie oak leaf right here. And, I thought I had pulled out, oh, I did. Here we go. Here's our little Mango Melody maple leaf. We'll stick you maybe right there. Okay. And then finally, this one's going to go right here. And that's why I only needed to put the gold veining on this one. You wouldn't have even seen it there. And you could put a dimensional on it if you want, you know, some height. But because of this fun fold, it's kind of going to be fat already. I'm going to just put glue on it. Call it good. Better put some on that stem. Okay. There we go. Like, oops, there we go. That, I can feel a bit of glue, a bit of that glue right on my fingers there. Okay, there we go. Cute, 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 cute. And we're almost done with this one. All we need now is the inside. That one I didn't use. We can hold on to that for another time. And then this other paper that I want to do, the Moody Mauve. Moody Mauve is going to go on the interior of this piece right here. Now, if you wanted to decorate this section, you could, but I'm going to leave mine because I suspect I'm going to be using it as a place to write on. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece. So we're going to do 4 1/8 and 5 3/8, and then I'm going to look and see if I want to make it smaller. No, I'm not. That's going to be, I want it to cover a lot of it. I don't need a lot of edge. If you want a bit more, you could cut it off. Maybe I will. Oops, I bent it there. Foolish, foolish. Okay, we'll cut off that 1/8. Okay. And we'll glue that to the inside, and then this card is done. So these papers are so beautiful. They look great all on their own. And the next card I'm going to do is pretty much just no stamping. I am just gluing. That's why I'm trying to do a bunch of fun folds today, because when you've got paper that looks this good, you really don't want to cover it up with a bunch of stamping. I want people to see it. It's beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? And then right here in the middle is where you are going to put that square. And then that's going to hide right behind the flap. This is not giving you a lot of room to write in, it's true, but it is a little bit of room. You'll have to reuse a gel pen to have it show up. I folded it there just to make sure it's getting covered by that flap, and it is. So now we're golden, literally golden, and tying it, and you are done with this one. It was so fun to watch my granddaughter opening her birthday card. My daughter was so kind in videoing it for me so I could see it. And she's little, so she didn't really know how to open it. So they took the time to show how to open it. Now, she wanted to untie all the bows because, you know, that's what you do is you untie bows, right? Well, my bows don't need to ever usually be untied to open stuff, especially if it's for a child. I normally wouldn't do that, but... All right, there we go. So that one is done. Isn't that cute? Let's go on to the next one. So for this card, this one's super easy. More of, look at that pumpkin paper. Oh. I tied that one in a knot. This is a little, what do you call these, a Z-fold? But look at this paper, isn't it gorgeous? I wanted to be able to see it all. So, I figured, okay, then we are gonna do a nice little fun fold that I can just show off all the paper. We're going to just stamp on that circle just like we did on this card, and that's all the stamping you do is just that pretty much. Now these leaves, I hope I do. I see them over there. This one I'll have to make a little bit. I'll show you how I did that one, because that one's not just a simple stamped one. Now we're going to start out with a piece of Petal Pink. Okay, let me get my extra ribbon on the side here where I can see what's going on here. All right, so Petal Pink, and we are going to cut it 11 inches by 4 1/4. Okay, let's turn it over. Turning this over. Let me move my card. It's like right in the way. I just did. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I thought I turned it over. I must have been talking to myself and not actually working. Let me throw away some of my scraps. I don't want to throw that one away, though. That one's a scrap I can use. All right, 11 by 4 1/4. So we're going to cut that. Save this one. We're going to still be using it. And then we're going to score it. All right, so we're going to score 2 3/4. Turn it to, actually, I don't think I even need to do that. 2 3/4. Okay, and then 5 1/2. All right, and then that is going to give you your nice little mountain fold right there. Now you're going to take this piece and cut 1 inch off the top. So it's 11 inches this way, 1 inch. And then this one we're going to score at 5 1/2. 5 1/2. And on this side, I'm going to do 2 3/4. 2 3/4. That doesn't seem right. Is that right? I guess it is. That doesn't seem right. Let's see if it is. Okay, so I know I want 5 1/2 this way, because that's going to fit here. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. And then that's going to glue on here. Now we're going to do these separate, because I want to put on the DSP first. So I'm just checking to make sure it's all going to match up good. It is. This is looking good. So those are your dimensions. 1 inch, score by 11, and then score 5 1/2, and then turn it and do 2 3/4 on this end. Okay. All right. So that is that. Let me put my Petal Pink. I need this Petal Pink scrap. Let's cut from it right now, because I need a nice big circle from that. We're going to use maybe the biggest circle. I'm not sure. Let me get my squares fixed on the back here, so they're not falling off. So I need the big square. I'm going to cut 2 from that, from different colors. So we'll get that one off. And then I need, I think it's the biggest one. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to use the biggest circle. Do a Petal Pink from that. Our wind is picked up, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I watered the front because I haven't really gotten a good rain now for, I don't know, I think it's been a week. And I watered a couple of times last week. Everything looked really good. It wasn't looking wilty out there, so I was thinking maybe I can wait until tomorrow, but the front tends to dry out faster than the back because of just the positioning of in the sun. And Okay, we're gonna do Flirty Flamingo and Pumpkin Pie from this. Let's see, I've got scraps that I think I can use here from Flirty Flamingo. Alright, but I'll have to get a whole new sheet of pumpkin pie to do pumpkin pie. I've got Flirty Flamingo at the ready. Oh, Flirty Flamingo. I'm looking at my card right now and thinking I did Calypso Coral, not Flirty Flamingo. Let's have a look-see. I'm thinking that's Calypso Coral. Let me grab a piece of Calypso Coral. Yes, I think this is Calypso Coral. That looks better. It's more of a fall color. Flirty Flamingo is more of a summer one for me. I like Calypso Coral for fall and desert stuff. I don't know about you. I don't even know. I think Calypso Coral is still a color, right? As in, it hasn't... They haven't taken that one away yet, have they? I hope not. Seriously, as soon as I get a really great color, it seems like it's gone. And here's another one instead that I like equally, but I can still use the old ones because I just forgot what's what. And a piece of pumpkin pie. For a square. They have so many beautiful pumpkins anymore. Our neighbor behind us, I wonder if she does pumpkins because she grows. This year she grew the biggest sunflowers I think Jeff and I have ever seen. They are huge. And she just seems like a great gardener. So I wonder if she does pumpkins. They have little girls, and so they might do pumpkins for, fun. That would be really cool. We never had enough property really to do anything like that in Richland. You have to have some space for that sort of thing. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. First of all, I want to put on, let me pull this out again and see what I'm doing. I don't want to get my DSP in the wrong, so we're going to do the background DSP first. And we need these two sheets, this leaf in the background sheet and these beautiful pumpkins. They're so pretty. Let's find those. Where are you? Let's go this way. I am not seeing you, but I know you're here somewhere. Because I haven't used you up. There's one. And we're going to find, let's see what the back is. That's that beautiful green. Like old olive. No, that also has that beautiful old olive. Don't you love this? Now this one's going to be really good with Moody Mauve. I just haven't figured out exactly what kind of card design I want. This one, we're going to use those if I get to it. I don't know if we're going to have time today to get to them. Oh, come on. Do I have to open up a new pack? No, there we go. So I might use 2 of those. I thought I might need more than 1 of those sheets. So I might have to crack open my other paper. But But you get a fair number. Don't you get 4 of each? So I thought I probably still had some. I didn't think I'd used all of it, but you never know. You get carried away with stuff. Especially when you're like a kid in a candy shop. I have all these papers and it's like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm going to just keep making more and more cards with these. And then all of a sudden I don't have any more left. Like, okay, I guess I have to open up my new pack. Good thing I have a new pack. All right, we will see. Maybe I won't even need to open the new pack, but let's grab it out just in case, because I'm kind of thinking I do. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to want is, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've just left an 1/8 of an inch edge. So let's cut. We want to make sure, though, that we have the frame the way we want it. So this is going to be the 4 1/8 side. And then we're going to cut. I want this to show on my card. So this side we will cut at 5 3/8. Let's see how that fits. Perfect. So that we will glue on first. So cute. So I do have some jokes for you. This first one's so easy. I don't even have to look at my joke page to find it. Do you know all the letters of the alphabet? Or, no, did I just ruin my punchline? I don't. I do know all the letters of the alphabet except for one. Okay, that's the joke. I know all the letters of the alphabet except for one. And here is the punchline, because I know I'm so bad at this. I have to actually tell you when I tell you the punchline. I don't know why. Okay, now I think that one's a funny one, but I know my grandkids probably give a better delivery on that one. All right, so now we're going to do the inside, right? So this was 2 3/4. I'm using the pumpkin, and I want, since I've got petal pink, we want to make sure this big fat pumpkin is in, and this one too, in every one of my shots. We want that on this page and this page. That's partly why I'm needing 2 pieces here, okay? So let's see. We're going to position this here. 2 3/4. I want to have this cut at 2 and we're going to start at 2 5/8. 2 5/8. See, that's going to cut too much of my pumpkin off. So I'm going to come all the way over here like this and slice that. And then we're going to go 2. This is 2 3/4. We're going to go 2 5/8. Boy, that's going to cut my pumpkin right in half here, but I'm going to kind of have to just do it. So 2 3/4, 2 5/8. Oh, it hurts, but let's see if that's the right width. It is. Perfect. All right, and so now we're going to cut off a little bit of this bottom part. And now we're going to cut this part off. We want 5 3/8. And then that's going to give you, oops, I forgot. I'm doing it at 4 1/8. Ding dong. So now we're going to have to cut quite a bit off here. 4 1/8. Oh, I don't want that much cut off. We'll cut that off, and then we'll cut this bit off. 4 1/8. And then that gives you your perfect view of this pumpkin. I'm going to put this one on the front. So if I screw one up, it'll be the one in the inside, not the one on the front. because I really want that pumpkin to be showing on the front like that. So pretty, isn't it? And now we'll do the same thing with this. This does kind of ruin 2 sheets, but oh wow, that's the way it is. I think I might try to get more of this one in the inside this time. Okay, so we're gonna go 2 and again 2 3/4. We want 2 3/8. Oops, I cut it too small. We're gonna live with it because I'm gonna use this. And we want, I should have gone 2 5/8 and I went 2 3/8. And we want 4 1/8 here. And this one's gonna be skinnier because I did it too skinny, but I'm gonna live with it anyway. This is why you do the good one on the front. Wasn't that smart of me? All right, the more mistakes you make, the more you learn what to not mess around with, because you'll probably end up making a mistake. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to put this like this, but I also want my DSP on these little strips. These are all going to be, you know, like 7/8 inch pieces. This one, so you've got all these little scraps. So use up your little scraps. We've got all of them here. So we're gonna go 7/8 of an inch. Cut that. Another 7/8 of an inch. It's looking a little crooked. Like that. All right, and then we want one to be this one on the back. So let's do, this is 2 3/4. Right, was it? Let's look here, 2 3/4. So this one we will do 2 5/8. And then that one can go here. And it's gonna kind of match up with your inside DSP. This one you want to make sure you've got glue all the way to the edges because it's going to take some abuse on your card. Okay, making sure that's 2 3/4. That one's a little bigger. Let's see here. 2 5/8. That's gonna go there. Oops. Oh, I have to clean the glue off of my cutting board. Now, I have sent a new catalog to all of my customers, so if you are a customer of mine, you will be getting one soon. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. Now, this piece we want to cut 5 and, let's cut the side that has some petal pink. I'm going to leave that. Oh, 5 3/8. Okay, and that should go right there. It's close. We want a nice, tiny, tiny little border there. If you are not my customer and you want a free catalog, then order something quick from me. It has to be a $50 or more product, and then you will get a catalog from me. But you'll have to do it very quick because I can't afford to mail them myself. I have to have Stampin' Up do it for me. Otherwise it's just too expensive. All right, so this is going to fold like go gluing on like that. This one folds like that and like that. Isn't that cute? Now you are going to be writing here again in a, you know, you're going to be wanting to write with a gel pen or something like that that you can see. I didn't want to hide this paper. It's so pretty. Now I'm sort of using that glue I just put in, moving it around, and then just sticking that on right there. Hold it down really good. And then your glue is going to go here. Again, you want this to be glued on good though. You don't want to put so much on that it'll ooze, but you want plenty. And this one goes right here. We're going to fold it closed. Make sure that's getting glued where I need it to be so it'll close nicely. And now we're almost done with this one. Isn't that cute? All right, now we're going to take our little glue, our squares, and we're going to just glue on the pumpkin pie one first, right here. And then this one's going to go on right here, like that. So I just need a bit of glue here and here on these edges. Okay, I'm checking to make sure I don't have glue oozing out. I don't want glue oozing out anywhere. Get it squared up. There we go. Now this one you can liberally glue. It can go right on top. And I want them glued because we're still going to go with some more layers. So if you have more than 2 layers, start with the... or 3 layers actually. If you have more than 3 layers, start with it glued, not with those dimensionals, because it just starts to get too high. Okay, that's that. And if you want to have your ribbon hanging on to it and not getting lost, tuck it in here before that gets fastened in. Now that one I can't tuck. Let me grab that out. Make it a little shorter there. Okay, there we go. That and that. Now I can tie that. Okay, I could tie it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just kind of getting it there so it's stuck on there. It won't just fall off, but it still is going to... It's got to unwrap some. I mean, this one can stay, but it has to be able to open. So really only that front bit can really stay on there. All right, now we're going to stamp, do our leaves, and we will be done with this one as well. When you go to my website, and if you subscribe to it, you'll find a place to subscribe to my newsletter. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. I send those out every week, and the tutorials that I usually do are ones that I'm not showing here. If I do feature something that I'm doing here, I'll probably just put a link to the YouTube one. All right, I don't want to lose any of my scraps. This paper is so pretty, and I didn't even use this. Ah, excellent. I don't think I needed it. Fabulous. Okay. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. You know, when I first saw this sentiment, I agree with it and I like it, but I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know if I really want to use it, because right now a lot of the changes that people are going through aren't always the nicest changes, whether they can become beautiful or not. And I thought, no, I am going to use that sentiment. It's a nice thing. It's true. And even sometimes true things might be painful, but still not bad to hear it because you know it's true. It actually helps you get through the tougher times better to know that it's going to have a good outcome somehow, even though this particular change isn't a good one. It could have a good outcome that you don't know about yet. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and use it then, even though sometimes that's kind of a painful sentiment to have. Oops, there we go. All right, so this we want to have kind of sticking out, and then we're going to have our leaves on there. I don't think I have any bling on it, and partly I think these leaves have that gold, and they're kind of already blingy on their own. Okay, like that. I want to see this corner of these squares, and I want to see the corners. This just kind of helps cement things down. Now, the leaves that I used, I did I sponged some. So here's a, let's see, I'm thinking, are they Calypso Coral, or did I do Flirty Flamingo? I can't remember. I think I did, I'm pretty sure I did Calypso Coral. But these are kind of looking Flirty Flamingo-ish. So they might be Flirty Flamingo. And that would have just been probably more accident than anything. This, though, is a full-on Mango Melody, I believe. And look at that. Isn't that nice? This is going to be a nice base for what I want to do, because I'm going to take, I'm taking two in case I mess one up. I'm going to take our Calypso Coral, and we're gonna sponge these a bit. Just to get them the color we want. And I want it more colored in the center. So if we're going to have a dark spot starting out, let's start it out in the center and then move it out. Isn't that beautiful? This also gets rid of your little white edges on the leaf if you don't like that border. If you do this little bit of sponging, it'll get rid of that too. Okay, let's try this one. Get you over there. This one I don't want so dark. The beautiful thing about sponging is you can just use as light a touch as you want, and you can get it super dark or not dark at all, however you feel about it. If you want any yellow, it's easy to add a little bit of yellow. But that's all we did, just Calypso Coral, a little bit of sponging, and that's it. And I don't need to put that veining on this one. I'm going to do it for this one, though, that gold vein. Just a little bit of glue on here. This little fun Z fold, I love it. It's such an easy card to make. And if it's, as long as it's a card you're sending where you're not going to need a ton of space to write in, because it does not give you a lot of room for writing. I know I've got a gray hair stuck to that glue somewhere. I saw it when I was, I don't see it now, but I'm pretty sure I saw it. I don't really want a big glom gray hair on my card, but might happen. Get that glue off. get my stem on my stem. I'm going to clip that stem off that I've stamped and trimmed. I trimmed that by hand, of course, because that wouldn't have been on there otherwise. Oh, there's that gray hair. I knew I saw one. There, it's gone now. All right, so we want this one on underneath. So we're gonna glue this one. You could use dimensionals if you want, but I'm gonna just use some glue. Put you, how am I gonna stick you on here? You're kind of covering up my sentiment. That's all right. We're gonna have to just go like that. It's gonna be sticking out a bit, just like that other one was. And then this one's gonna go right on top there. Like this. Beautiful. Now there is room for bling if you want, but this gold foil, the paper itself, it's so pretty. I don't think you want any more bling. And this is actually not gold twine. I think we have gold twine. I think this is my old copper twine that I've had probably for more than 10 years now. Whatever roll that Stampin' Up sold it in, like a long time ago, was such a large amount of copper twine that I have never needed to buy any more. And I might never need to buy any more. That's going to be long. I'll have to clip it. But because I'm messing with it, I'm going to wait and clip it later. And this goes with this one. So that is that. I'm going to flip this over so you can see these cards. This is all I'm going to have time for. It's time to be done. I had wanted to do a third one, but I'm not going to get to it. I'll show it to you, but I'm just not going to have time to do it. So we did this card, isn't that beautiful? And this one. Now these papers are so beautiful. Oh, I forgot. Put a little maple leaf in there. That looks good. The last card that I was going to do is one of these little twist and fold ones. Isn't that beautiful? And you can use up that paper on the inside and on the outside. And then this is that Sending Smiles die and our old Fond of Autumn stamp set for the flag, but the sunshine to brighten your day. Isn't that perfect with that? So anyway, those flip folds are fun, pretty easy to do, and I've shown you how to do those before, so it's a complicated enough one that I don't know if I have time. I actually already made the folding mechanism, pre-made it, so you wouldn't have to. Now this one is a fun little gatefold, another super easy one to make. Isn't that cute? Just that paper all by itself. It's so beautiful. You're just going to have so much fun with it, so don't forget to buy it. If you get the paper and this autumn leaves set today, the bundle, you can't because this is in the new catalog. So you would have to join my team to do this one today. And if you did, if you wanted to join Stampin' Up as a demonstrator, you get to earn rewards, you get to earn stuff. It's a good deal. You would enjoy doing it, I'm sure. I'm sure you would love it. I do. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next Monday. And next Monday is going to be September. Wow. And I don't know if the catalog's going to be live yet then. I don't think it is. I think we have one more week. And but I already know. I think next week I'm doing Rustic Crate. Have I done? No, I haven't. I love this Rustic Crate. It's another one in the new catalog that you cannot miss. And Rustic Crate will go really great with this autumn
all about autumn paper too. So I think I can use some more of this paper next week with Rustic Crate. We'll have a great time with that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos. Thank you for following me on YouTube. I do appreciate all of that. And you have a blessed week. Stay safe in the hurricane. And if we know you personally, we know that you are in our prayers. We keep praying for you daily, your health and happiness, and for God to just continue to bless you and draw people to him. He loves you very much. So if you don't feel all that loved, just know that he does love you, and go back to him. He's good. He loves to talk to you. Have a well, at least he says he does. How would I know, right? Have a wonderful week. Bye.